Hello, guys. It's been forever. um, the light is kind of like glaring at my eyes, so I'm kind of like, which way would be better? But it's been a minute. I'm recording this because, hold on. Maybe I could like. I don't know if that would help. Not really. It's whatever. But it's been a long time. I'm recording this because classes have come to an end. Not all of my classes, but my music theory class, and I also took a composition class, but that one been ended. I haven't like posted anything music wise because I've been so busy. Recently I've posted on my socials about a dance project, about a collaboration I did with Sam. You guys can check it out. That was just so much fun to do, and every time I look back on the videos, I'm just like, man, it was fun, and I very much enjoyed it. And yeah, so I hope you guys check that out. And I will be posting soon a composition that I made during composition class. I can say that piece that I created is my very first official composition piece because, for one thing, it's dictated on sheet music, and it's like a full finished piece. It may not be long. It's pretty short, but it's a finished piece, and it's written down, it's dictated, and with, of course, the assistance of Dr. Yuri Bortz, my teacher, my professor, and I'm so grateful. And yeah, man, yeah. I mean, I took musicianship 1 and 2. Both of those classes are music theory. For those of you that don't know, it's just a fancier word of saying music theory. And I mean, it includes a lot, in those courses. It includes conducting and yeah, just music theory. and sight singing, sight reading, a lot of stuff like that. And I really enjoyed it. I've learned so much. I am so immensely grateful for everything that my teacher has taught us, has given us. I will continue to refine and build those skills that he gave us. And man, I'm just so immensely grateful because before I even took these classes, I did have just like a basic understanding of just basic music theory, very basic. I do have a small background, or I do have a background of playing in an orchestra, playing in violin. I did that when I was like in elementary and middle school. So I do have a background of music, but even though it may not be a lot compared to others, of course, I mainly started violin because, well, for one thing, my parents wanted me to do it. No, I was interested in doing it, but then it got to a point where I think I started doing it more because my parents wanted me to do it, and that's when I lost the passion for it. But I do have very fond memories of playing violin, and I could go on, but that's like a whole different story. And And yeah, and then high school, I think I've explained all of this before, but yeah, in high school, I've mostly, that's when, in high school is when I was first introduced to very basic music theory. And then for a while, I've just been like doing piano, and I taught myself the basics, but once again, in those classes, you are retaught those basics, and just I've been doing basics for a while. Piano wise and just music theory wise as well. It looks like this is gonna run out of battery. I can't finish saying what I want to say. I'm gonna try and make this really short. At the end of this class, I've come to a point where I can, before I wouldn't even consider calling myself a musician or even a composer, or would even have the thought of thinking that I could be a part of that, you know? And I feel like I left with that feeling and knowing that it is a possibility and that it already is. And I got that from my teacher. And I'm just so immensely grateful because he has given us skills and has refined it and has helped us, has guided us. And to see someone that knows their passion and their craft like the back of their hand, and I've also mentioned this to him, and I'm just so immensely grateful, you know. Like, you can tell when somebody is passionate about what they do and they don't need money for it. Like, off the clock, man. And he would still like help us, give us information more and more. We would go on tangents and off subjects, leading into subjects of like history and stuff, and it's just like it's amazing to see that, you know. It's amazing to see someone that still has that passion for what they do. And yeah, man, this whole experience has given me another level of just respect to musicians, to composers, to people that study music and do those things overall. It has given me a new level of respect, because it's hard what they do, you know. When you see somebody play piano very well, you know that they put in those hours. You know that they drilled. And like it may seem like all nice and easy and wow, it's beautiful right in that moment, but that's years of studying, practicing right there, which is mind-blowing. Because these basics, man, that we do them over and over again till it's like it's nothing. Like, you see something, you're studying music theory and you're like, man, I can't get this, but you do it so much to the point where it's like, I got it, man, you know. This is gonna die soon. But any last words? What else? I was gonna say something else. Oh my gosh, wait. Man, I should have packed my other battery. I was looking at it yesterday. Oh, I forgot what I was gonna say. Right, I was gonna mention, yeah, I mean, just seeing somebody that knows their craft really well, like, you'd be playing a certain piece of music. So my camera died, so I'm recording on my phone. Because I don't want to leave this until later. Usually I wouldn't do this because of storage reasons, but I'm gonna try and say it quickly here. But yeah, like I was saying, somebody that knows their craft so well, and it's like you would play something and he wouldn't even have to look at you or look at notes your fingers are playing. Like, just based off of hearing it, he would be like, you played a wrong note there. And like, of course, that's one of the basics, or just one of the skills you need to have of, you know, being a musician or a composer, or just if you're gonna, you know, study music theory is what I want to say. Just professions that lie within that, of course. And it's just so impressive because it's like we would also have these talks in class where it's like pop stars these days, a lot of the times, some of them won't know music theory, but learning music theory, from what I've learned so far, knowing these things are so crucial because it helps elevate your music and it gives you skills to be an even better composer of what you're doing, you know? I'm just so grateful because I felt like everybody in the class, he has given all of us just a new respect, but also through his passion, he made our passion, if we didn't have any at all, upon the history and the knowledge of music theory. He showed us the importance of the art in itself. Through his passion, is like he sparked our passion within that. And I feel like that's just something remarkable, because as a person doing what you do and doing what you love, if you can do that for another person, for another human being, it's like, well, you just won right there. Like, you completed a part of your purpose of doing what you do, because it's one of the reasons, you know, because you're bringing it forward, you're giving it to someone, you're passing it on. And I'm just so immensely grateful, man. So grateful. Yeah, man. I'll be talking really fast and not run out of breath. And I don't know why. It always happens when I record myself. I'm trying to do better not to do that and to breathe. But you know, I'm trying to talk fast because this can be a very long video and I don't want it to be too long. And also, if you do take classes at Columbus State, music wise and dance wise, you know, I haven't taken all the classes on dance yet, but music wise, I mean, Columbus State, man, it's like they deserve more props. I feel like because it's labeled as a community college, it may not seem like it's on the top. The teachers are like top tier, man, top tier. Like, coming into, I didn't know what to expect, of course, because, you know, we haven't taken these classes. We don't know. I don't know, for some reason, I don't know why I thought this way, but like, for some reason, I would just be skeptical of like, oh, how much would this professor, would my professor care about this subject? How much do they know about it? Like, is this just like mere beginner, or are they like willing to really like push us? This opinion isn't geared toward one specific class, but rather just all of them, of course, because, you know, you don't know what you're walking into yet. And like so far, all of the music classes that I've taken, I'm just like, bro, this is top tier information. This is top tier quality. And like the professors, man, they're passionate. They love what they do. They've been there for a long time. And it's like, and what our teacher did for us for musicianship, it was musicianship 1 and 2, but since he could tell that we were passionate and we wanted more, it was the first class was more like music theory 1 and 2, and then the third class was like 3 and 4, which was really nice. So like we got a lot of information, like more than we were supposed to. And there could be a third class, but you know, sometimes that's whether or not the college wants to you know, listen to the teachers and like hear their opinion if they want another class or not. And like, I don't know, maybe I shouldn't say that, but but you know what I mean. But yeah, you know, it was a tough class, man. It was tough, man. I was studying day in and out, and then on top of working, but at the same time, it's like I enjoyed it, man. It was a challenge, but it helped me grow. And yeah, you know, I wouldn't change what I did on the decision of taking these classes. I wouldn't change that for anything. But yeah, now it's up to us. We have to continue on these skills, and I am planning on continuing with piano, and I want to grow on it, because for a while, you know, in the past I was never consistent, and I was always like, man, I want to learn the piano, I want to do this and that, like, excuse me, and I just never got to it, because a part of it is, well, one of my mentors mentioned this, and it's true, man. It always comes back to these two things as the fundamental. Half of the work is showing up. That's the rest is the work, you know. But, and it's true, you know, it's true, it really is. Because if you don't show up, then you can't do the second part. You can't do the work. But yeah, I'm so glad. I can't wait to what the future will hold. And yeah, man, I'm gonna be sharing more pieces with you guys. I'm gonna be making some more compositions. I don't know when I'll post it, but I should be posting the one that I did in class pretty soon. So yeah, so immensely grateful. Thank you, and I hope you guys enjoy. Goodbye. Making this video just to keep record of what I can do, what I've been learning so far. And yes, and it may not be long, but it's a full finished piece. So my teacher helped me dictate it, and dictating is so hard. In my head, I'm just like, you know, I could just play it, go off, and then just post it, or, you know, register it. But if someone wants to play it, you know, it's helpful to write it down on paper so they can see what you did, and it can also be evaluated and many stuff that. So that's one of the things that my teacher enforced is that if I create something that I really like, I should know how to at least dictate it. So yeah, and I do plan on posting this because, well, this took like months of studying and hard work. We also had to, here, I can show you the paper. Once you get the hang of it and like space it out, it's not so hard. But it may seem simple, but it's hard. Cause so what you have to do is like play with one hand on the piano, conduct with the other hand, and then sing at the same time, and make sure you're singing on pitch. You're singing in the right timing, and you know, if there's dynamics. So yeah, that is just, it's like learning piano again with the third hand though. That's how I would explain it the best that I could. So yeah, that's hard. This is the piece that I created. It was really simple because I improvised on the piano, and like I knew that dictating it was gonna be hard. So this is like a simple improvisation, but if I were to really play how I like, you know, not wanted to, because at the same time I did, but if I were to do it more complex, it would have been 10 times harder to write it down. Especially since I'm new at dictating. So this, and then he helped me modify it, give me tips. And yeah, I'm really proud, you know, like, cause this was not easy work. It was not easy work, but yeah. So just for those of you that are new learning about music theory or just want to know more about it, like I felt like this could really help me, especially in like my music skills, because like per se you know how to kind of play an instrument. I mean, music theory can help you in many areas, not just like playing an instrument, but also like singing. Singing is also an instrument too, so. But we are required to basically sing rhythms or like, yeah, conduct them. And I feel like that helps me overall because, well, you really know how to stay on beat and read sheet music. So if you want to learn a specific song, it's like now you know how to like read it, and you might not, you know, freeze up when you see the sheet of music, you know how to count it properly, and even sing it. Singing solfege is what we have to do. And I found that really helped me, like even when I'm humming songs, I now like hum it like better on the pitch. Like I sing it like it sounds more clear, you know. It's really helpful though, so I really hope to expand those skills and to keep on doing that for sure. And even creating music, you know, chord progressions like these down here, evaluating. Oh, and also knowing intervals and notes on the piano. I know my major ones. I'm still getting better at my minor ones, but that's really helpful too, because when you're listening to a song, you're gonna be like, oh, that was a perfect fourth, you know, stuff like that. And it's really helpful, especially when you're using an instrument and you want to write something out and you hear somebody playing, you're like, oh, what was that, you know. And just reading music in general, knowing terms. Oh, knowing how to write for an orchestra for many different instruments, and transposing certain melodies, because you know not every instrument sounds the same or is in the same key. So knowing how to do that. But you know, a lot of people, this is also just like what I'm deciding to do. A lot of people are amazing at what they do, playing instruments and stuff. And they probably don't even know about music theory. Because there are some people who just learn how to play just by playing, you know. And then, of course, learning the history. Yeah. I don't think I'm gonna show everything. This is just a rundown. It can go on and on forever. Forever. Ooh. Yeah, it's a lot. But I mean, that's like any other classroom, you know. This is with like what? Across months of studying. But yeah. Just keeping record. I'm almost finished editing, and this thought came to mind. One that I want to make more specific and also relating to the last clips. It was Pro Musica, and it was nice because, you know, they did, I think it was like 3 or 2 days, and it was free, open to the public, and there were professionals playing. I came to a realization, and I was like, you know, I don't think I've actually seen like professionals play like in an orchestra, because I mean, I would play myself when I was little in an orchestra, but you know, it was me, my other classmates, and pretty much kids that are new to the art, you know. To see like professionals actually play like face to face, because I would usually see it like online, and I'll just be like, wow, that's amazing. Like, imagine seeing that in person, because in person seeing performances is like a whole different thing. It's a different experience. I feel like a lot of people can agree on that. And yeah, it was just really nice to see. I'm like, wow, man, like their skill, their professionalism, you can see it when they perform. I'm like, ugh. Like, yes. I'm like, and like when seeing the conductor too, like throughout this experience, like I've been saying, it gave me way more appreciation for the conductor, because I usually And I think a lot of people would just look at the people playing, but they won't look at the conductor or like really see the importance of what the conductor does. And just like, man, and seeing how the conductor moves his hands is like the skill, man. And it's like, it reminded me of that old Disney movie of it was Mickey Mouse, you know, with his blue hat, and you know, with the magic, and he was like he was conducting, I believe, but he was like moving like the waves while he was conducting the waves of the water. So I thought that was pretty freaking cool. It gave me flashbacks. and even at the end, you know, when they all stop and there's like it's nice. I recommend anybody watching this, if you're interested, to see professionals play, you know. And but this is one thought that I came across while editing. We all have a perspective, right? And due to the uneducated eye, we have one perspective, but through the discovery of knowledge, I have an understanding of a different one. And I feel like that right there is, well, of course it applies to many things, you know, in life. And like, you can even apply it to like artwork, you know. I had this discussion with a coworker the other day, and they said that they used to work at a museum filled with contemporary art, and they said that a lot of people didn't really care about it, I think, because they, you know, didn't have a trained eye to really understand it. And I was like, you know, that's pretty interesting, you know. And I feel like that applies to, I feel like I resonated with that because, like, well, of course, you don't know what you don't know, you know. And once you know, you're like, whoa. You're like, this is what I've been missing. This is, I see it now, you know. And through that, I feel like I discovered that passion that was there, but I didn't know because of the uneducated eye. So I just wanted to make that that statement because I thought it was beautiful, and I was like, man, I should share this, you know. So yeah, I should be releasing this soon. I'm pretty tired, but yeah, that was unnecessary. I'm just trying to make sure that I release the content that I've been meaning to release during my break, while the time that I have. And then we're gonna get back to it September the 1st. Back to school, man. Back to more. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Until next time, good night.